welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another video. I hope that you're all doing good. If it is your first time to be my channel, please subscribe and turn on the bell icon. That will appear after subscribing the channel, and after doing that you'll be the first one to get all the latest news about Orlando Pirates that you are providing each and every day. Orlando Pirates fans here, this is where all Orlando Pirates fans meet and talk about Orlando Pirates. So here we are discussing everything that is happening at Orlando Pirates. And for those of you, if you're here, you may now join us by subscribing the channel. Remember to turn on the bell icon. That will appear after subscribing the channel. And after doing that, you will be the first one to get all the latest news about Orlando Pirates that you are providing each and every day. Orlando Pirates fans, today I have some news that I want to share with you in this video. So what you're supposed to know right now, please stay here and watch the video until the end. And without wasting time, now let's dive into the story and talk about Orlando Pirates. Now, as a new season begins, now the club is continues its preparation for this 2026 and 2027 football season, as the club aims to compete in the match for France, and also Orlando Pirates are expecting to do the different thing than that they have done on the previous season, especially in continental football. But we saw the club deciding to develop players from different clubs across the African continent, recording PSL clubs during this current transfer window. But it doesn't mean that Orlando Pirates they have done anything in place, because there is still a lot of speculation circulating on social media and involving Orlando Pirates to be is among the clubs who show the interest in develop players from different clubs across the African continent. But in today's video, we are going to talk about the Brazilian striker Alvaro de Oliveira, who reported to be linked with a move to Orlando Pirates in this current transfer window. Now, Brazilian striker Alvaro de Oliveira reported offered to Orlando Pirates as Bacarias assess a potential move. Orlando Pirates could potentially have another attacking option on their radar, with the Brazilian free agent Alvaro de Oliveira reportedly offered to the club as his representatives explore opportunities in Africa. The Bacarians have been linked with several players as they continue to shape their squad, and the latest name to emerge is that of the Brazilian striker, who is currently without a club following his departure from UEFA side Al Battay. According to the latest information, Alvaro de Oliveira has been presented to the Orlando Pirates scouting department as a possible target. His representatives are believed to be looking at opportunities outside the traditional markets, with a move to Africa now being explored. Orlando Pirates reportedly one of the club identified as a potential destination for the striker. However, it is important to stress that there is no formal approach between the player and the Orlando Pirates at this stage. The situation appears to be at an earlier assessment phase, with the club's scouting department believed to be evaluating the player before any decision is made. Orlando Pirates assesses a Brazilian option. The fact that Alvaro de Oliveira has been offered to Orlando Pirates not necessarily mean that the club is preparing to make a move. In modern football, clubs regularly receive a profile of available players from agents and representatives, particularly when those players are free agents. Such opportunities can allow a club to assess experienced players without necessarily having to pay a transfer fee. For Orlando Pirates, the priority will likely to be determined whether the Brazilian fits the club's technical requirements and recruitment strategy. The scouting department will be expected to look at a number of factors, including the striker's recent performances, physical conditions, goal scoring records, tactical profile, and ability to adapt to South African football. A potential move would also depend on whether the players' demands and expectations are within the club's budget. At this stage, therefore, the reported interest should be viewed as an assessment rather than an active transfer negotiation. So why Africa is being considered? Alvaro de Oliveira's representatives are understood to be exploring a move to Africa after his spell in the United Arab Emirates came to an end. The African market has increasingly attracted players from South America, particularly those looking for new opportunities after spell in other international leagues. For a Brazilian player, a move to the African continent could represent another opportunity to continue his career while gaining exposure to a different footballing environment. The Premier Soccer League in particular has established itself as one of the strongest leagues on the continent, and it has attracted players from various parts of the world. Orlando Pirates' reputation, history, and participation in a continental competition could also make the club an attractive destination for foreign players looking for a new challenge. Orlando Pirates' recruitment strategy under the spotlight. Any potential move for a foreign striker would naturally attract attention because Orlando Pirates have traditionally been expected to compete for major domestic and continental honors. The Buccaneers need players who can contribute immediately, particularly in attacking areas where competition for places can be intense. A striker coming from United States Army would also have demonstrate that he can adapt quickly to the demands of the PSL. South African football can be physically demanding, while the technical and defensive approaches used by PSL teams can differ significantly from those encountered in other leagues. That means Orlando Pirates would likely want extensive information before committing themselves to a deal. The scouting processes could include previewing the player's previous performances, analyzing footage, checking his physical conditions, and gathering information about his playing style and professionalism. Only after completing that process would the club potentially decide whether to take the matter further. No formal talks yet. I think all of us we have to know that very well. One of the most important aspects of this story is the current status of the reported link. At present, there is no indication that Orlando Pirates have opened a formal negotiation with Alvaro de Oliveira. Initially, the player has reportedly been offered to the club, and the scouting department is believed to be considered his profile. That distinction is important during the transfer window. Being offered to a club is very different from being identified as a priority target. Players can be presented to a club every day, but only a small percentage eventually progress to negotiations and ultimately complete the transfers. For now, Orlando Pirates appears to be doing their due diligence. If the scouting team is impressed by what it sees, the club could potentially explore the possibility of opening discussions with the players' representatives. If the assessment does not meet the club's requirement, the matter could end there without any further actions. Could Alvaro de Oliveira becomes a Buccaneers player? It is too early to say whether Alvaro de Oliveira will eventually become an Orlando Pirates player. The current situation remains fluid, and much will depend on the outcome of the club's assessment. The striker's availability as a free agent could make the situation particularly interesting because Orlando Pirates would not necessarily have to negotiate a traditional transfer fee with other clubs. However, a free transfer does not mean a deal would automatically be a straightforward. I think all of us will have to bear it in your mind. The club would still need to consider the players' salary expectations, signing on a requirements, contract length, and other financial consideration. There would also be a question surrounding squad space and whether the technical team believes another striker is required. For the player, meanwhile, the reported offer to Orlando Pirates could provide an opportunity to join one of the biggest clubs in South African football. A successful move will give him a chance to compete in the Premier Soccer League and potential on the continental stage, depending on Orlando Pirates' competition commitments and squad registration requirements. The Buccaneers will decide. For now, the ball appears to be in Orlando Pirates' court. Alvaro de Oliveira has reported being made available to the club, while his representatives continue searching for suitable destinations following his departure from Albert. Orlando Pirates scouts will now have opportunity to determine whether the Brazilian striker is someone worth pursuing. Should the club decide that he fits the team's needs, the next step could be a contract with his representatives and a potential formal negotiation. But until that happens, supporters should be cautious about interpreting the latest development as a transfer that is close to completion. At this stage, the sole is simply that Alvaro de Oliveira has been offered to Orlando Pirates and is being assessed by the club's scouting department. Whether that assessment eventually leads to negotiation remains to be seen, with the transfer window providing clubs with numerous opportunities to strengthen their squad. The Buccaneers will continue to evaluate available players and could yet decide to explore the Brazilian striker situation further. For now, Alvaro de Oliveira remains a name to watch around Orlando Pirates, but there is still a considerable distance between being offered to the club and becoming an official Buccaneers. Transfer status: a player offered to Orlando Pirates, scouting assessment ongoing, with a former approach reported at this stage. Now drop a thought in the comment below. Tell me where are you watching from. This is a True Talk where Pirates fans meet and talk about Orlando Pirates.